Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown here to review Ken or Kin. I'm just whatever you want to call it. So I believe this movie came out, was it 2 years ago? 2019, I believe, or 2020. Well, 2019, I believe. So I do want to watch this movie. I never got the chance to, but now I did yesterday. Watched it online and shit. And the story is basically about this kid. He, he likes to, go around through his neighborhoods and grab some stuff and all that, which eventually comes out that it's illegal and shit. But you have to watch the movie and all that. But and he turns out, and eventually he goes to literally an abandoned place, and then he sees a whole bunch of dead bodies around. Then he picks up a gun that doesn't look like a gun; it looks like a laptop at first, or like maybe like a book. Then he leaves, and eventually, well, no, that doesn't happen the first time because what happens was, um, one of the dead bodies touches him, and he obviously drops the gun and everything like that, runs off, leaves. And then he goes back home, and his dad is worried about him and shit, and because he gets suspended from school. And then eventually his brother comes back too. And when his brother comes back too, they haven't seen him. He hasn't basically his family hasn't talked to him, especially his dad. His dad hasn't been talking to him ever since his mother died. Like ever since he went to jail, the only time he ever talked to him was when he told him that, hey, your mother passed. So so his older brother is there, and then his father's there, obviously, and his father's trying to be obviously overprotective with him because he's trying to make him, into a man that he sees could be a man and shit. Then eventually the main character, the kid, he does go back to um this the abandoned building, and when he goes to the abandoned building, he gets the gun because he dropped it along the way when he ran away, and then eventually he grabs it again, and then it somehow connects to his DNA, I believe. So then just shit just ensues, to be quite honest, after that, because mostly you might be like, okay, this is a plot of a kid getting a gun out of nowhere. Almost like, if you really think about it, if you ever watched Turbo Kid, it's almost like the same thing because a person is just living their life, then something bad is happening in the world, and then it's just then all of a sudden you meet this kid meets like this either character or weapon that hasn't been used or hasn't been seen in who knows how long, and then they use it. You know, not it's not. I'm not saying it's not the best thing in the world or anything like that, but hey, it's something. Some people might hate it. Okay, what you guys want? Movie magic? Something's wrong with you. But moving on. Eventually, the kid doesn't use the gun until like not halfway through the movie, but like to one point when he really does have to use it, obviously. And what happens was there's a plot. There's another plot with his older brother came back from jail, obviously, but he has to owe a few people a little money, 60K, which is like fuck. And to be honest, the side villain, to be honest, is actually a highlight. I don't know what anyone was saying about that. I'm not looking at no reviews or anything like that because, to be quite honest, I don't give a fuck. This is just my opinion with this movie, okay? And it is funny how you got some um main Hollywood people in this movie. They had to do something, right? So, and to be quite honest, for what they did in this movie, in my opinion, you expecting something else? So then eventually the kid, no, his brother, his older brother, what happens is that his older brother tells his dad that he needs money, and his dad is like, "Nah, I'm not hearing this shit. I'm not hearing it." And at the same time, at first you kind of get frustrated with the dad, but at the same time you see what he's going through, and you see his light and shit, because the mom is not around. The mom's passed away and shit, and then you find out, you obviously, you do see that, what is it? The older brother, he tries to go to the guy that he owes him, which is stupid in my opinion. I thought that was stupid. Literally, I remember telling myself, why will you go to the guy that you need to pay, telling him, I'm going to pay you later? White people, man. Hispanics and blacks would be like, nah. And most people are like, I'm not like that. Oh, come on, man. You know how they fucking treat us in those movies. Come on. Oh my god. Like in horror movies, the black man always dies. Come on, man. Don't tell me that isn't fucked up. And that's still a trend that still happens to this day. Most people are like, no, no. I'm like, okay then. Prove me wrong then. Prove me wrong. Most people are like, oh, it's just a staple of horror. Okay. Say that to people that get offended by it. Moving on. So, eventually, the older brother gets the father killed. Yeah, I'm going to spoil some things. I'm sorry, people. The reason I'm going to spoil some things is because this movie came out 2 years ago, and I'm just going to do it. So, technically, he killed his father. He didn't. His father died, and I kind of felt bad. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? And obviously, Willem Dafoe is in this movie. He's the main villain, which, again, I want to say that, in my opinion, I don't know. It looks like he's having fun. Out of everybody in this movie, in my opinion, it looks like he's having the most fun. I don't blame the acting in this movie, but it looks like he's having more fun than anybody else. Just saying. And if anyone argues with that, you guys do not like to have fun at all with your movies. You guys need to be like Shakespeare with your movies all the fucking goddamn time. No wonder there's like good movies out there and you guys always talk crap about them. Oh, how come there's no good movies? It's because you talk shit about them. That's why we see sometimes the same shit. That doesn't happen all the time. But when it happens, I'm just like, oh, wait, look at that. It got a cult following. Maybe you're not. Never mind. But who am I to say, right? I'm just a low YouTuber, really. I'm nobody. So. Safe to say, there are problems with this movie. The point that the older brother eventually does not. He after his father dies, he goes back to the car and he realized that his little brother's there. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then he makes an excuse saying that, oh, you know, dad is having problems with the whole, with the job thing, something, like a gas leak or something, or the pipes basically happened there. And when when he was explaining to him about that, I'm like, you're not going to tell him that his father died. You serious? You're not going to tell him what just happened? Are you serious? And it almost lasts us through the whole movie. And I'm just like, I did almost got this movie on DVD because I actually was curious to see it because I liked the cover, the way the synopsis was talking about. I liked it. I'm sorry. Sorry that I look at covers and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. Oh, I thought we don't do that anymore. Sorry. We need to have a bland fucking cover to be like, oh, I want to watch that. We need to watch a trailer now to watch that. Come on, man. Look at the Japanese posters and China posters. Those look like you want to watch them. Look at America posters. They look like shit. All of them do. All of them. What? Except for the painted ones, obviously. The painted ones are always, of course. And the ones that are creative, obviously. So, moving on. Not the bland and boring ones, obviously. Duh. So, these characters, the main brother eventually goes to, he's taking his brother through things, learning, teaching him how to drive in a way, and which is cool. I like that scene. That's a pretty good scene in my opinion. I actually like that scene. I don't give a fuck what no one says. All right, seriously, that's actually not a bad scene. You know, if there was more of that scene in that whole movie, this movie could have been a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But it's not. It's not. Because some movies do need to start out slow, and I thought this movie was going to start out slow. Then you get that moment, and I'm like, huh. Most people might be like, oh, you were into that? Okay, if you're not into it, then you're not into it. I'm sorry. You're a different moviegoer, okay? What do you want me to tell you? People just get offended because, what? I thought that was great. What is it? So then eventually they go to a strip club, literally. And we get this other character that she joins in and everything like that. She's pretty cool and everything like that. But before they leave, because they spend a lot of money, they have a lot of money, because they took William DeFranco's money that they were supposed to pay him, or at least the older brother was supposed to pay for him. Yeah, they was taking the money, if you can most likely rationalize what's happening. They were taking the money out of the vault, reasons why the dad died. Yeah. Which I'm just like, this whole thing could have been prevented. And it's funny, too, that the father, at one point, my friend made fun of this, he doesn't want your kids to be reckless, but yet when someone tries to break in your own fucking area, you don't call the cops or anything like that, he gets a fucking... yeah, you want to beat some ass, I understand, man, but to be quite honest, this whole thing could have ended if you just called the cops. But I guess we want to have our movie. And that's the biggest problem with this movie that I have. With me. I don't know about you, but this is how I feel with that movie. I'm just like... And the thing is, my friend pointed that out too, and I'm just like, thank you. If you called the cops, this whole thing would have not happened. This whole thing would have not happened. And the kid would have kept the gun. And the side thing that happened, that we saw the little, the people that he saw that was dead, yeah, there were other people that came back that looked like them, but they're not really all them. Which a lot of people are like, what the fuck? Might be like, what the fuck? Me, I don't care, because, okay, that would actually make sense if you see what happens at the end, obviously. So, the guy that owns the strip club gets fucked up. I remember saying, I have all the money in the world right now. Might as well buy the strip club. I would have bought it. Most people are like, no, you have $6K, dude. All right, or whoever, how much was in that vault. How much was in that vault? and then it's like, yeah, I mean, look at the gun. That gun is way more than 60K. Don't tell me that gun is not worth 60K. You'd be stupid if you think you're going to sell that gun for 60K. I'm saying that right now. Seriously, that gun that kid had is in that movie. You'd be stupid if you sell that gun for 60K. You'd be dumb if you did. For crying out loud, maybe if you break it apart, I guarantee you half of those parts would cost you even more than 60K if you sell it. Just saying. I mean, I'm talking about prices here with this fake gun that's in this movie here. Well, fake gun. I need to, think that it's fake, but in reality, it's actually real. That's where they put it in these movies. But, some people are just going to click off because, oh, I can't take it. He's lying. Oh, the mindset. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And yet the paintings in our ancestors, yeah, they just wanted to paint. Fucking dumbasses. Come on, man. Come on. Be smart. Don't be stupid here. Come on. Think. The other thing is, too, with this movie, you get what is it? Willem DeFranco's character, the main villain. Eventually, the kids get caught by the cops because the little boy sees what happens on the news and he goes to his brother. You lied to me. You fucking lied to me, man. You lied to me about what everything that's happening here. And apparently, they said on the news that the brother probably killed the dad, which I'm just like, yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Which, in a way, most people are like, that would have happened. I'm like, you guys are stupid if you don't think that shit won't happen in real life. You don't think if someone killed your own family member and then you ran off with your brother or sister because you got scared and frightened and you just wanted to run away from that dude that just killed your parent, and then the news brought it up, and the news will say that, don't tell me that shit wouldn't happen. Okay? Come on, think about it. Most people are like, no, it wouldn't. I'm like, again, yes, this whole thing could have prevented if the dad called the cops or anyone called the cops, but no one didn't. So there we go. If you were in this situation, if you were this dumb. But moving on, obviously one of the strippers does join them because the guy that owns the strip club called her a bitch and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, that's nice. Call one of your co-workers a bitch. There you go. That's how you do it. I don't give a fuck. But even if it is a strip club, you just don't do that. I'm sorry. All right. I mean, there are men that go to strip clubs and be like, that's my girl, basically, you know? And if they heard that from the boss, oh, I guarantee you there will fucking be a fight. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. You don't think that shit won't happen? Money does talk. Money does talk, sadly. So, because people's ego. But moving on. This whole thing leading up to this climax, because eventually you see these people that are wearing these black helmets, which are fucking cool. I think they'll look badass as hell. They're riding bikes, and then because eventually this whole thing climax inside a not a prison, a jail building. You know, prison, no, not a prison building, a police station, basically. You know, a normal police station, not even a prison. You know, and me and my friend were literally saying, Willem Dafoe's character, he's not going to just go in there gun blazing. And then he goes there gun blazing. And I'm like, me and him are looking at each other like, to me, I was literally like, if you're going to do a Gotham character, do a Gotham character. But you didn't win all out. That's the thing that I have a problem with this movie. You have certain things that are just fucking awesome, but you don't go all out. And I'm just like, what are you doing? There's actually some character here. There's actually some fucking epic moments here. There's actually shit that you just want to have fun with, but you don't do it. But yeah, at the same time, I still like this movie. Oh my god. Yes, after everything that I fucking complained about, I still like this movie. But I haven't even hit the end yet. Willem Dafoe's character goes gun blazing with his fucking friends and shit, shooting the place. Oh, a moment ago, before he does that, he pisses on him. He goes to a fucking store and just pisses like a dog. Check out part 2 because this is about to end right now. So check out part 2 of Ken. I hope I'm saying that right, but check out part 2 because it's a doozy.